What the hell am I doing in this? This is a 2018 Ford Transit. It's a big one. It's a Transit 350 with the medium roof. But it also has something wonderful under the hood. A 3.5 liter EcoBoost twin turbo V6. Now, this thing isn't fast, it's not sports car fast, but I had to drive one of these to understand why they would stuff one of those under the short snout of a Transit. And the answer is history and wonderfulness. Our friend Bradley Brownell wrote a post for Jalopnik about how the modern Transit with the EcoBoost is very nearly the fourth iteration of Ford's famous Supervan. For those of you young kiddies watching this, go Google Supervan and look at Supervan 3 and realize the wonder and the glory of what we're talking about here. Now, this is not a full-on race track prep vehicle. This, in fact, is the large, full-size passenger version, which isn't the one I would spec if I were to spec one of these, but I'm glad they gave me this one so I can see what a big, heavy van can do with that wonderful engine under the hood. This thing is hilarious. I'm loving my time with this vehicle, and I did not expect that one little bit. I never would have thought, hey, I want to borrow a Transit for a week to enjoy myself. But that is exactly what I'm doing. Now, a bit of history to back up a bit. There was a Transit made in Germany in the late 50s called the Taunus Transit that didn't sell that well outside of Germany. The UK picked it up, and in mid-60s, 65 or so, they built the first generation Mark I Ford Transit van. The UK loved it, and they've been cranking them out ever since. Fast forward to 2013, and Ford is now ready with its fifth generation Transit, and it's the first one we get here in the States. This replaced the E-Series, the Econoline van, and for the first time Ford offered a van with different roof levels. So you can get this in different lengths. There's like short, long, and then extra long, and then for the roofs it's low, medium, high. This is a 350, so this is a pretty big one with the medium roof. So it's not the biggest one you can get, but it's pretty darn close. Now, in terms of length, these range in anywhere from as just under 218 inches to just under 264 inches of total length. The height is somewhere between 83 and on up to 110, depending how you spec them. The base engine is that 3.7 liter V6 you'll find in the F-150. There's also an inline-5 turbo diesel, which is like a baby Power Stroke. For less than $2,000, you get the best engine in this family of vehicles. It's the 310 horsepower having 400 pound-feet of torque churning out, twin-turbocharged EcoBoost backed up by a 6-speed automatic gearbox. We do not get all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive versions in the States. We do not get manual gearbox options here in the States. It's just 6-speed rear-wheel drive and then a choice between those three engines. And I'm telling you, this is the one you want. Oh, this accelerates so much faster than it has any right to. Now, it's not blisteringly fast. It's just quick and entertaining because of how big it is. It's really comfortable to drive. It has one of the best road views of any modern car you're going to drive, better than any sports car. I can see so much of the road in front of me here. It's fantastic. The huge side mirrors help a lot with the dual mirrors. So one is like the really wide mirror, so you can really see if someone's in your blind spot. You get very comfortable driving this very quickly. Additionally, this one is upgraded with 16-inch aluminum wheels. There's 4-wheel disc. It has McPherson strut front suspension. It's leafs out back because you don't really need more than that for a heavy duty vehicle like this. There goes a Sprinter going by. So the Sprinter is always viewed as cooler than the Transit. It has slightly better styling, but not the sort of styling that stands out. There's just something a bit more handsome about it. But in terms of drivability, this thing wipes the floor with it. And if you're just looking at acceleration, the Mercedes Sprinter, especially the 4x4, has some crosswind tricks up its sleeve. There's a reason it's more expensive. But if you're all about living that van life, this is a pretty damn good option. In fact, I'm daydreaming of visions of Supervan 4 being created with this as the platform. Imagine taking that engine, or even if Ford offered like a Transit ST, which is so dumb to even say, but they're doing an Edge ST. So a Transit ST with, instead of the 310 horsepower version, the upgraded Raptor high output version, throw that in there, get some great noise going, get some good tires, some good wheels. And then Ford also offers fun colors for this. There's a great dark green, there's a nice red, there's a nice blue. This color's fairly boring, but it's not, I mean, terrible. The quality of the paint is nice, but there are other great options out there. This one is pretty fully loaded as far as these go. It has Sync 3, it has, you know, multi-zone air conditioning and all that good stuff. So it's it's right at $50,000. I built one online as I would want it, and it came out to just over 40. It was a 150. It was a cargo van with, because I want like a cargo van. I basically want a 2-row and then all the space and then some privacy glass and all that stuff. This has a power side step. So, you know, it starts upping the amenities that you don't need. They're nice to have, but you don't need them. You could spec this out for $10,000 less and have an awesome machine. Start on the cargo side and then add in creature comforts from there and really go wild with it. And then put some good paint on it and then take it to Mountune and have them juice up that engine. Throw some wheels and tires on this thing. Maybe some upgraded suspension if you can. And you would have such a cool family and people cargo hauler, and you'd be all about hashtag van life at that point. I can throw my mountain bike in the back there, no problem, which is better than sticking it on the roofs of everything that I've been driving lately. I love this thing. I did not expect to love this as much as I love it, but I truly do love this Transit. I find myself driving far quicker than I should on the highway. I'm passing people. I'm doing 80, 85, keeping up with Southern California traffic and passing people, and those mirrors make it so it's easy to do that. I mean, you shouldn't, but you can. And the brakes are great too. I got to look up what size the rotors are and what's going on there, because there's no fearfulness with the brakes. You can just, and it hauls it down smoothly and comfortably so that everybody sitting back there wouldn't be like, what the hell is going on? You can just hum along in this thing. It is better than it has any right to be. I have seen the light of the Transit, and it's all because of that 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine under the front. With the 3.7, I'll put up the power specs for that one. It wouldn't be as exciting. I think it's like 270 horsepower. With the i5 Power Stroke, it wouldn't be as exciting. It's sub 200 horsepower. It's 350 pound-feet of torque, which is nice if you're really using it for work purposes. But a general fat hoon machine, this is it. This is like a secret, super giant sports car. And I'm not even joking. Go test drive a Transit with the EcoBoost and watch your mind explode. Turning radius is excellent for as big as this is.